yeah, is up now. And I'm going to give the floor to Fabian, please, to start us off for today.
Yes,
thank you, Fabian.
Welcome also from my side. I just have to shortly share the screen. So I wanted to just give you a short reflection where we started and where we are now. So if you remember, 2 days ago, we had a look at this slide and we started with the framing and analyzing. So picking the challenge and had a look at what is actually, what are the root causes and what are the effects of this challenge we were facing, and how can we somehow understand it better and in a deeper way. And from that on, yesterday, we started, maybe some of you already started with the brainstorming and creating some ideas, and looked at the target groups, so at the people who are there and who are really relevant in this area you're working on. And so we hope to, with these small tools, so all these exercises we did the last days, they're only there to help you thinking, basically, and help you exchanging in a different manner. And we hope that, somehow sparked different ideas and different conversations during the days. And so we want also continue with this for today, and by basically working and building on what we've done the last 2 days, and detailing out the ideas or starting the brainstorming for some of the teams, and then in the end come back and share it. So for today, it's really about creating ideas, choosing one idea and detail it a bit out. So really making it more tangible if you have, because sometimes we are tending to, especially in this format, so we just put some post-its or some paper and write down the idea. This is really on the surface, and so we want to get a bit deeper and want to think about how would this actually look like, and how could you actually make it implement this idea, and what would you need it, and so on. So we want to get more details on that for today. And then after a short break, as a closing and also wrap up of the 3 days, each team will have time to present their idea and maybe also a bit of the process, how they get there, in order also to share and to see what the other groups did, and also maybe get some feedback from the wider groups, in order to enable also here cross change and cross knowledge sharing. And in the end, we'll have a last reflection round of the workshop and a closing, and some informations how you could now maybe, if you want, work further with this methodology. So that's what we want to do today. As yesterday, we are also interested in if something resonated with you. So if you are looking back and think about the 2 days, maybe for some of you last day, yesterday, what resonated? Were there anything which somehow stood in your mind till the evening, or when you wake up to this morning, where you thought about, okay, this was an interesting conversation, or this was a perspective I maybe didn't have before. So maybe you have something to share here, and we would be really interested in your thoughts. So is there anything what resonated with you yesterday, and basically what you want to share? Maybe you can just unmute yourself if you want, and share it or write it in the chat. Because I think sometimes it really takes some time to the experience kind of yeah, sparks some new directions and sparks some new learnings in the reflection then. Maybe a reflection from my side, and what resonated is really so I'm coming from this design and innovation moderation field, and I'm always focused on the outcomes, or a lot on what I want to achieve in a certain meeting or in a certain project. And yesterday I really saw, again, also from the feedback from your side, that these in-between conversations are really yeah, as important as the outcome. And that's kind of was a question where I yeah, which resonated with me. So maybe putting more emphasis on this in between things, these conversations, these moments where we share ideas and so on, and not that much on the output. So that was kind of my reflection from yesterday. Is anyone there who wants to share a reflection from their side? Also someone of the other coaches. Not, we can also tap on that later on, as we have one day to go, 2.5 hours now to yeah, look again at the ideas, maybe creating further ideas, and then share it in the afternoon or in the evening today. Yeah, and I think just looking at the participants, let me just check who is already in the room. There's one.
There's a raised hand. Yeah.
There's a raised hand.
Yes,
Maria,
yeah, the Colombia team wants to. They were talking among each other, so I just invited to come and jump up in the group. So they want to share something. So I just want to do the same. They're gonna do it in Spanish, and then I will translate for it. So I'm gonna do a zoom in so everyone can see their faces better.
Yes, we can. Yeah.
Buenos días. Nuevamente muchas gracias por estar acá en este espacio tan especial, donde hemos podido darnos cuenta que estamos unidos por el mismo fin. Ayudarnos, estar juntos como comunidades necesitadas de grandes actividades, ¿sí? Como es el proceso de nuestra siembra, como es el proceso de nuestra recolección, como es el proceso de la comercialización. O sea, y que pensé yo, Paola, que el problema era en Colombia. O sea, cómo tanto tiempo haciendo los procesos y todavía tenemos cosas que no hacemos como debe ser. Y ayer en el grupo me doy cuenta de otros países, como nuestros compañeros de Perú, de Ecuador, la chica del África, que realmente el problema es universal. O sea, tenemos que tratar de trabajar desde siempre, desde el inicio del proceso de la siembra hasta la comercialización, y llevar al campesino de la mano, siempre, y no perder ese proceso. Ahí es donde está la esencia, de que tengamos las cosas bien hechas.
Okay, so Paola is saying that she is very grateful for this space, that she is very happy to have been invited to this meeting. And she's also mentioning that she feels that we are all the people that are from different countries united by the same goal, and that we are all of us, we are striving to have a better harvest, a better picking, a better trade of our of the country products, of the foods and the commodities. And she realized after the workshops from yesterday, hearing the friends from Ecuador, from Peru, and also the intervention from someone from Africa, that she realized how we are facing the same problems. So at the beginning, she thought it was only Colombian and her as a farmer that she was facing all these challenges. But yesterday, after she saw all of these problems has also been shared by other people, she has like a understandings of how this is a worldwide issue. And she, as a personal perspective, as a Paola, as a farmer, she realized the importance of working with the farmers from the beginning to the end, from the moment you start the creating the idea of the harvesting through the day that you trade it. So for her, it's very important to be able to give a hands-on and give and work with the farmers to allow them to have a better road in the process of harvesting. That's Bahia.
Great, thank you. Yeah, that's super interesting to hear. And I think also, yeah, I think also yesterday we had some conversations around this topic, that there's so much shared challenges, which we didn't or wasn't weren't expected. And so I think that's a really good learning, and also, I don't know, maybe creates more connection, at least in a yeah, or more understanding how these challenges are really crossing the countries. Thank you. Any more else reflections? Great. Then I would say, looking at the teams, just asking to Gaia. I think, do you see already who is there from which team? I can also shortly post it to you, and then you could create the breakout rooms for today.
Yeah, we have
in team 1, Ivan and Maria.
Yeah, from group
And
A, we have 3
James
persons
from
from
team-
group B and 2 persons from group C.
Perfect. All right, and I think also Barbara, you are joined new today, if I'm not misundertaken.
Yeah, so yesterday I couldn't join. Unfortunately, sorry, I was traveling and I'm in a remote area. I hope it's gonna go, it's gonna work. So
Yeah, no worries. I will just stay with you here and give you a bit of an overview what you can do and which team is working on what, and then you can also join a team if you want.
Okay. Yeah.
Great.
And are we going through today's agenda?
Wait for it. Yeah, so as we already heard the agenda, I can also give you again an overview. Yeah, we will also finish today at 6:30 CET or 12:30 Panama time. Before we get started again on a bit of a methodology or higher level, so what are we doing today, or which methodologies we picked. So today, basically, the idea is that you have the brainstorming or to finalize the brainstorming, and then it's about prioritization, and that's always kind of a hard topic to then, if you have brainstormed a lot of ideas, then it's really not easy to choose and to align on a direction. And therefore, we have kind of a prioritizing selection tool for you, which maybe helps you here, which you can also use, of course, in other contexts for that. And then, as also said at the beginning, we want to detail out the idea a bit. So basically, that it's not only one word. So getting more into detail and yeah, thinking about how does this idea really working? What would you need to implement it? Who would be involved, and so on. So also this is kind of just asking yourself questions in order to get more clarity within the team. Yes, and that's it from our side. for today. And I would say, if there are no more questions, we could already get started with the teamwork. All right, great. I will again take care of the timing. But for now, it's all about ideas and prioritization, and then we meet back here for a short break and then having the shared presentation in the end. Great. Then I would say, let's get started in the last day of this workshop. Have fun, and yeah, looking forward to get to know your ideas later on. I would just bring Barbara back. Ah, there she is. Hello.
Hello. I'm not using
So
the
sorry.
camera because I think I will lose the quality if it's
Ah, yeah.
okay.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I wanted just to give you a short overview of what this is all about. So basically, yeah, we started 2 days ago in 3 teams to yeah, work on different challenges around pharma extension services. And these teams are now, yeah, had each day, it was 2.5 hours working together. And we have gone through from analyzing the challenge through creating some ideas already, so going into a kind of a solution perspective. And today is about, like I said, about this working on the solutions and reflecting on it. And the topics we are working on.
Fabian, I participated
Yeah.
the first day.
Ah,
It's just yesterday that I missed it. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Let
I
me
was in
just
group
check.
B. I was
Sorry,
yeah.
this is really interesting because, okay, then I really missed it, sorry. So this has to, yeah, you were there. Okay. Yeah, so then you know already what it's all about. Then I will just bring you back to the group B, and
Okay.
then you can get started. Great, then
Thank
see
you.
you later.
See you.
Some technical issues, wait for it. Yes. Do you see, can you click on joining the breakout rooms?
No now. No now.
Is this technical things? Let me just check. Okay, I have to put you, I will try to get it in group A. And
Now I see it.
Yeah, that's the
But
wrong
then
one.
yes.
Yes,
Yes.
now it should work. Perfect.
Perfect.
Okay.
See you.
See you. Hello, Joanne.
Hi, sorry to join late.
Hello, no worries. Were you there before the last days, or are you new to this workshop? Oh, no, I can't hear you. You are muted. Wait, what?
Sorry. No, I am joining for the first time.
Okay. Yeah, so basically, this is day 3 of 3. So we started 2 days ago,
Okay.
working on challenges for farmer extension services.
Mm-hmm.
And so we have 3 teams which are working on different topics. And yeah, so basically we are now, I think, in 2 hours. Yeah, in 2 hours we are
Closing.
finishing the workshop. So I think, yeah, if you want, you can participate in one of the groups. Of course, they are now already working together for a couple of time, but
Okay.
maybe to listen in or something like this. I don't know what you
No,
want
that's fine.
to.
Will there be materials coming out of the workshop? I saw there was like a sort of a PowerPoint with a background framework.
Yeah, so we will, yeah, so basically the framework and everything is kind of open source somehow. So we want to also distribute that. So I think that's accessible, and also the documentation of the outcomes
Okay.
will also be shared. So I think if you are registered with registration for this for the
Yeah.
workshop, you should get also the documentation.
Okay.
So yeah, so that's no problem. Or
What's
we
the
can
time frame
also
for the follow-up, or the sort of the expected follow-up coming out of the workshop?
actually there is, this is really about also about the learning, the methodology and so on. There is no follow-up on the ideas in that sense. So it's more like working on topics to learn different kind of collaboration approaches. Yeah, so what you also could do is join the presentation today, which will be around 1.5 hours. And I'm not mistaken, if this is an option
Yeah.
for you, let me just check.
Like half an hour before the end today.
Yes, so I don't know, where are you based?
So right now I'm in Lima. I'm based in Washington, but I'm same time zone actually.
Okay, yeah, then this time zone I don't have on my agenda, unfortunately. But yeah, in 1 hour, roughly 1 hour,
Okay.
we should meet back here, and then there's a presentation of the outcomes of the teams if you want to join. Otherwise,
Sure.
you can also get the documentation via PDF if there's an
Okay,
option.
perfect. So maybe I'll do that. Thank you for the guidance. So
Perfect.
I will connect back in an hour and get a sense maybe of some of the discussions. That will be helpful for me.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, great.
And what was your
Thank
name?
you. Fabian.
Fabian. Okay,
Yeah,
Fabian. Great.
perfect.
Thank you, Fabian. See
All
you in a
right,
bit.
you're
Bye.
welcome. Bye.
Hi, Fabian. I apologize, I've joined late. Can you please assign me
Hello.
to one?
Yes, sure. Wait for it. I just you to. Yeah, now we should have the
Thank you.
opportunity to. Perfect. Hello.
You
Hello,
hear me?
Jill.
Yeah,
Hi.
I'm cross team A.
Hi. Yeah, I bring you there. Wait for it. Team A. Now you should have Zoom link. So
¿El título cuál es? Entrenando por Televisión.
slowly coming back. Wow.
You,
This
you,
was
you
this
called
was
us
a
back early. We thought you had 30 more seconds.
this would have made the difference. Yeah, sorry for bringing you out of the brainstorming and the idea development. But yeah, so far that I saw on the Miro board, there's a lot of things going on. So really curious to see with what you came up with. Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, time is also a topic today. So and also energy level. So we want to give you the opportunity now to make a break before we meet back here and yeah, to have a short presentation of the outcomes or the current status where you are. Maybe let's say let's meet back in 10 minutes, like 11:45, I think, in Panama. 11:55, sorry. I will post it in the chat. 10 minutes break and see you soon.
Thank you.
Without further ado, I would share the Miro board here so that we can follow the teams. And yes, so maybe let's start with Team E. Quite obvious. Let's dive into the process and the ideas which this team came up with. Is there anyone from Team A who wants to give us a short overview about the idea and lead us through it? This would be great. Maybe from within the team. Any volunteers here? I think, of course, also the coaches can jump in, but they didn't create the ideas or work for it. So is there anyone from the team who wants to present the idea of Team A? Okay, no volunteers here. So maybe Gian, you get started and then the others can take over. Or Ivan, do you want to give it a try?
I just heard
I was
Ivan.
going to invite Majo.
No, Ivan.
But maybe
Would you
Ivan
like to
and Majo
present, Majo?
together in
No, go
collective
ahead.
powers.
Okay, I cannot read clearly. Maybe if you, okay, yes, okay, thank you. Please, colleagues, if you want to make additional comments, I will go quickly with these conclusions. Well, we had a very interesting discussion on the topic of the what topic to select, and we ended with this idea of a national farmer center participatory network. The idea is to have such a network that would allow the access to relevant knowledge for extension service, that at the same time of being a farmer center should be connected to global platform in order to bring global knowledge to the national context or regional context, as we could see ahead. And what is our idea about? Well, we think that in order to develop such a successful and effective network, we need to have facilitators that would be able to overview sector challenges and solutions, and also to kind of curate participatory. The knowledge in order to make the networks very participatory, and also able to develop this network and to keep it growing with other players coming to the network. The facilitators, they should develop soft skills to enable this open-minded behavior in the network in order to make the progress. But we also thought about the importance of knowledge management within this network, mainly using evidence-based knowledge, connecting science with the farmer needs in order to have tangible results in the field. And after the discussion, I was thinking about this term of farmer center, because yesterday we learned from Colombia's team participation that the importance of the female extension services, but also the female farmers, and how this could influence and the additional how this could help to manage some challenges in terms of the participation of youth and the future of agriculture. So I would say that farmer centers should be also gender sensitive, and probably looking for different segments of farmers in order to have tailor-made solutions. Yes, if we move down, please. Yes, and then the other part is what is needed to implement the idea. Well, here we have also a very interesting discussion about which stakeholder to involve. And very importantly, we said that we need to get the buy-in from government, but we need a government that hopefully it's open mind to work collaboratively with farmers, farmer representatives, and probably we should initiate this process with some more proactive stakeholders in order to grow organically, bringing other stakeholders that seeing positive results could engage with this mechanism, ensuring a very technical perspective in the network, considering also this bottom-up approach in order to have a very result-oriented mechanism, reducing risk of politics in the network, and ensuring good governance mechanisms to like balance the power between private and public sector. And some ideas about how we could start. Well, probably one way to proceed with this idea, probably inspired in the talks that came from Colombia, the one that we had yesterday, the day before, is that probably choosing a specific sector to start from a well-established sector association. In the case of Colombia, we see we learn about the Federation of Coffee Growers. Probably could be starting with a smaller region. I mean, from not depending on the country, probably, but probably would be better to start at a regional scale. And the idea is that it is very important to engage. If we start in a regional scale, to engage the whole stakeholders in this particular landscape, in order to have this collaborative multi-stakeholder approach. A very interesting question from my point of view is who is going to pay for this for such a system of such as platforms, such as network. And we believe that this could be part of the analysis also, trying to identify the sources of funding that already are flowing to the sector, to the region, in order to bring this collaboration to this pilot. Let's say that way. And for example, some multinational companies are now dealing with ways to develop the supply chains in order to fulfill with some targets that they have, but also there are some resources that could be made more efficiently from government. And so having this analysis conducted from sources, current sources, and potential sources of fund could be part of this decision-making process, or where to test this idea. I know my colleagues, if you want to add something, please help me.
No, I would rather ask if anyone has any question for us. And thank you, Ivan, for being the voice of the group.
I have a question, it's Barbara. So these platforms will be led by who?
That's a good question. We had a discussion of we didn't go deep to have this answer, but as far as I remember, we had discussion about the the culture that is needed to lead this platform with these aspirations. And I think that it will depend on the country, the context, but I think that my colleague from Africa and from my side, we agree that sometimes the culture from government is not necessarily healthy enough and ready enough to facilitate such platform, or at least that they will need to be trained with some skills that not necessarily overcome some other not necessarily positive characteristic of government to manage this platform. But what we agree is that we need government because in some context, government could influence international cooperation. Government could influence the bringing other players. But what we discussed was about how to have a good governance mechanism, probably a public-private government, probably a rotative mechanism, because we also discussed that the government is not necessarily consistent with personnel, with guidelines that change from one period to another, depending of administration. So how to overcome those weaknesses of a government leading mechanism is that something that we discussed, but we didn't came with, let's say, a conclusion, but probably having this more private than public mechanism, depending on the context, will be something that could help to manage this idea. I don't know, my colleague, if you want to add on that.
Thank you.
I think we also talked about on how it should be the importance of the proposals coming from downwards to upwards, like from rather than from the top to the bottom. But as you can see in our chart, we didn't finish shaping the idea. We like to talk a lot, so we were a little bit short of time.
Right, thank you. Yeah, but really, really interesting. I think there are a lot of interesting aspects in there. And also thank you for the feedback and the questions. Yeah, looking at the time, maybe let's jump to the Team B. But thank you, Team A, for all your journey discussions leading up to that. I think there was a lot of other ideas also coming out, so it's really great to see. Thank you. Okay, then let's jump to Team B. Who wants to present from your side? Anyone feels to get started? I can also again a bit bigger here. So Team B was working on the challenge about the inclusion of farmers in the creation of extension services.
Yes, so I don't know if Barbara, Rostislav, or James, who were in the group, want to share about the work we did, and we didn't manage to go, as far as the group A, but I think there's interesting things to share from the process and the final idea.
Yeah,
so
sure.
Barbara, Rostislav, James, please jump in.
Shy. I think it's really valuable for everyone. Or Melissa, maybe do you want to give it a try and then the team is adding it?
Yes, I can. I mean, I can talk about the process, and I would have really appreciated if either James or Barbara or Vostisna, who were, leading the discussion, can, then complement. So, as I mentioned, unlike the other group, we were not able to go that far. But in terms of the process, what we worked on yesterday and today was reflecting and reframing the challenge. So, as you said, the original challenge was how, and the issue with farmers not being included in the development of extension services offerings, and how this can often lead to them being too theoretical and not necessarily like applicable. So the reframing was, after looking at key stakeholders and whatnot, was, and can you make it a little bit bigger? Because I can't really read that. Was how might we a little bit high, yeah. How might we support smallholders to have the right tools enabled so for them to be able to participate in the development of extension services offerings, since this is more related to empowerment of the smallholders so that they can also advocate for themselves and their needs. And then we looked at we brainstormed a few different ideas, which included avenues for knowledge sharing, awareness raising, which led to things such as platforms, roundtables, and a few other things. And then we went into evaluate after voting for the top 3 ideas. We went to the evaluation part, and in that area, it was basically, we just mainly focused on national and local platforms, knowledge sharing, and we looked at which one was innovative but took lots of effort, which one was maybe less innovative, but and also easier to do. But it also got us reframing the discussion into that it doesn't matter so much how innovative or how easy it is to implement, as long as it works. So how do we manage to just get the discussion going and understand what might be most suitable for different ideas and for the different situation? And then at the end, we got to the idea part. Could you go down, please, Fabian? Basically, we focus on the idea of further engaging youth, actually, on extension service offers. So that was one of the ideas that we discussed, but I left it for the end since it was the final idea that was chosen. And in terms of further engaging, it was basically the idea is to further engage youth in extension services as a way to get farmers and farmer communities more engaged with the people providing extension services, which again is related to empowerment, is related to getting those right tools, it's related to connection. And then also it has the added value of providing opportunities for the next generation. So that's the summary. But Barbara, Rostislav, James, please just share your thoughts on the process or in the final idea.
Yeah, so basically was that because we also, when we discussed the issue of technology, I observed that it's like we really want to bring technology, but then my question was, well, yes, if it's useful, and which one, we don't know. We have to talk to the farmers and to understand what is useful and understandable and feasible. And then I connect with the idea of the youth in their communities. They have the knowledge from their families, and also they are more prepared for technology. So why not to engage them in the station services work? And then we can make the link, and also for they are the future generation. So this is how we link all this idea together.
Thank you.
Yeah, in this situation, also very important to understand where this youth can get some resources for begin their work. For example, land or some also money for this. It's to try to be a farmer, because if youth have a problem to with land, when possibility to get land, it's too hard to develop, to begin work as a farmers. It can be like a traditional farm when youths begin work as their parents, but if we need to see globally to make like not only this family farm, but also new person in sphere, we need to think where they can get this additional land.
Yeah, and also I think for our case, we started with really recommending a smallholder farmer, owned or even driven platform. But then we ended up picking the youth, bringing the youth in extension, because on the scale of the difficulty and innovativeness, that's what was appropriate. Therefore, it's obvious that when it comes now to implementation, there are implications, because like, how are these youth, what are they going to develop? What kind of, what will be the source of the extension messaging? So most likely, if we went that, then we recommend that they work with such farmer owned or farmer driven platforms. So as much as this is what we ended up with in terms of working, most likely they will go back to the other ideas that we had that would give farmers more say in creation and use of extension services.
Great, thank you. Yeah, I think also from when I hear this, I also have the feeling it somehow connects to what we heard from Juan in the first day, like this also speaking to the younger generation of the farmers, and also thinking about what is their purpose to buy into new approaches, but also what is the knowledge they have and how they can share it. So I think there is a this really interesting connection, that also he had the feeling that there is a kind of not enough engagement with the young generation on bringing innovation and progress into the new approaches of farming there. So super interesting. Thank you. Are there any more comments for Team B from the other groups? Yeah, thank you very much. I think it's really great to see also which turns you took as a team. So you start with this with the question, and then you get in this direction, and then in the end switching to the youth. I think that's also really interesting to see how this processes of creating these ideas are not linear. They are kind of, you go in one direction and then you see an opportunity and go there, and maybe in the end you end somewhere where you didn't thought you would end up. And that's also for me the really interesting part of doing such collaborative work, because it's mostly you end up in a different space and a different idea, which you wouldn't have had on your own or without the exchange of people. So thank you. Let's then have a look at Team C and your idea. We are a bit behind of time, but let's try to keep it a bit short, but nevertheless, super curious what you came up with. And Team C was working on the low awareness amongst farmers of the environmental, social, and economic impacts. So who wants to give us a bit of insights into your idea from the team?
So Paula is going to present from this side, and we're going to also as well doing the translation. So Paula, the floor is yours.
Great, thank you.
Entonces le dimos como un título, porque teníamos mucha lluvia de ideas. Juntos para el desarrollo de una agricultura sostenible y equitativa.
So we create a name. So the name that we gave to the group is Together for a Good Development of a Sustainable Agriculture for Everyone.
Listo. Entonces nuestra idea es que cómo podemos hacer esto es a través de alianzas públicas y privadas que nos promuevan las campañas de conciencia tanto para los productores como nosotros los consumidores, ¿cierto? Promoviendo prácticas sostenibles.
So the idea is to promote private and public-private alliances in order to bring some awareness into the producers and the consumers of the importance of sustainable practices around food.
Bueno, para poder tener esta idea y hacerla efectiva, se necesitan de los consumidores, se necesitan de los productores artesanales, de las alianzas públicas y privadas y de los extensionistas que son de la mano, que van de la mano con el campesino. O sea, esos son los que nos llevan como la tecnología, el saber, los cambios a campo. O sea, los que nos hacen aterrizar como en el tiempo presente con todo lo que tenemos nuevo que hacer.
So in order to implement this idea, we do need the producers, the consumers, the private sector, thinking of who buy the product, and of course the farmers and the extension service also to allow this process.
En Colombia se maneja y se implementa el ecogourmet. Entonces, este es como el acceso directo que tiene el productor con el consumidor. Entonces, ¿cuál es la finalidad de esto? La finalidad es que podamos mostrar la historia. Voy a dar un ejemplo del café, porque es lo que manejamos en este territorio. Entonces, es como mostrar cómo, desde donde empezamos nuestras prácticas, cómo las estamos haciendo, cómo elaboramos el producto, todos los procesos, de qué familia vienen, las características, o sea, el consumidor, ¿qué se está tomando? ¿Cierto? ¿Con qué tranquilidad se está tomando esa taza de café? O también pienso yo que es una historia hermosa mostrar desde árboles, flores, generaciones, todo este ambiente campesino que vivimos.
So one of the ways we identified that we can put this in ideas, and actually it was the project that is being implemented here in Colombia called Ecogourmet. So Ecogourmet is a project where the farmers can sell directly to restaurants and different buyers directly. So what we identify as an opportunity on this is that the farmers can share the story behind the production. And then they can show like where is the product is being harvested, the landscape, the trees, the flowers, and everything that is behind a product that is also connected with sustainable practices.
Entonces, en conclusión, nuestro grupo piensa que el extensionista juega un papel demasiado importante en la vida de nosotros los campesinos. Porque acá podemos empezar a desarrollar unas muy buenas, mejores prácticas de la mano con el extensionista. Además de eso, de las buenas prácticas agropecuarias, también podemos manejar todo el tema de las TIC, porque es que lo que yo les decía ayer, hay campesinos que no saben leer. Ahí es tan importante que le demos esa, valga la redundancia, esa importancia al joven. Lo que hablaba el equipo número B, la importancia al joven que tiene deseos de hacer las cosas diferentes a sus padres. Voy a hablarlo así muy coloquialmente.
Yeah, she starts to get very excited. So what she's saying is that in this idea, the role of the extension is very important because the extension it can support this implementation of this project in the way that he can help the farmers to improve the good practices in a sustainable way. So also to allow the farmers to access to the technological tools. And because sometimes, for example, farmers doesn't know how to read, so it's very difficult to access to technology, to information. So the role in this project, in this initiative that came into the group, is that the extension is also play like a more integral role, and also involving the youth or people as the group number 2 mention about the youth. He also considered that it's important to involve them in this kind of project.
De todas maneras, para poder hacerlo corto, el extensionista es demasiado importante en todos los aspectos. O sea, nosotros lo necesitamos. Necesitamos el extensionista desde el inicio de la siembra. ¿Cómo vamos a sembrar? ¿Cómo vamos a llevar ese producto a la comercialización? ¿De qué forma lo vamos a transformar? ¿Cómo vamos a manejar las TIC? O sea, ¿cómo vamos a poder entrar en esta tecnología? Lo necesitamos en todo, porque los jóvenes rurales deben de estar son los actos más importantes o los actores más importantes dentro de todo este proceso, porque ellos ya quieren tener todo de innovación.
So in order to conclude, what we think is the extensionist role in this kind of project, in EcoGroupMed and all the tackling this awareness is very important. But in order to address as well, we need that the extensionist service can be from the beginning to the end, from the starting of the harvest to the commercialization. So he have an integral perspective and understanding of the problems and can provide some feedback. And also the importance of involving the user in this kind of initiatives, because they are critical on the success of this project.
Thank you.
And that's it. That's the intervention of the group. I don't know if someone else, I don't know if the team from Ecuador or Alfonso from Peru, they want to add something else about the initiative. You're welcome to give some extra information. And also, if someone has any questions.
I think again from my side, it was sounds really interesting to while engaging the farmers in a different way, make them more aware of the process. So as I understood it, so I found it a really smart way how to make them also see their work differently. So yeah, really interesting. Any more questions or comments for this group? All right. Yeah, thank you, Dida and Paola, jumping into the team, being the expert, and bringing so much knowledge into this challenge. That's really great. Thank you. Yeah, looking at the time, we are a bit over time. We would just to get a slow closing of the 3 days and to have also a kind of reflection. Lavinia will tell us a bit about what now are next steps, what you get in the aftermath of this workshop. But we of course would also be interested in your perspective on the 3 days afterwards. So maybe we can do another 5 minutes with a bit of information what comes next, and also a short reflection from your side, and then we are done for today. So handing over for Lavinia shortly.
Yes, thank you, Fabian. Thank you, everyone. First of all, let me thank you again. Let me start with a thanking for being here for 7.5 hours over those 3 days. It has been a lot of work, and you can tell from the Miro and from the presentation that were just shared that there was a lot of thinking and sharing of ideas. So really thank you. Thank you to the coaches. Thanks to Fabian and Gian for overall facilitation and creation of the workshop. To me, it was very interesting, and also to see that even if we started from different challenges, and there were some issues that were shared among the groups, and in the end we came up with some ideas, all of us. And as a next step, we'll be sending out the recordings and the PowerPoint that we'll be using over these 3 days, together with the link to the Miro, so you can have access to it. And hopefully, if you found it useful, please reach out to us if you would like to implement it in your own project or the context that you work on. We will be more than happy to engage with you. And we will also be preparing like a short video and a PDF with the ideas that came out of today, and we will provide them to you. I'm conscious of time, conscious that it's Friday. For many of you, might be also Friday evening already. I'm going to share in the chat post-session, post-workshop survey for you to fill out. It won't take more than 5 minutes. When you have a time to fill it out, it will be very useful for us to understanding what are you taking home from this workshop. And yeah, I'm opening the floor now if you want to share anything before we say goodbye.
Yes, of course, for us, it's also interesting. Yeah, what are your thoughts? Maybe one word, I don't know, how are you feeling? What is your main takeaway or aha moment from the last 3 days? Yeah, would be great to hear. You can just unmute yourself.
Okay, from my side, it was very interesting. I really appreciate the way that the workshop was organized, the tools that you used. Very nice, very well done in the Miro, and I really enjoyed the talks that came from the field from Colombia. They were very illustrative. And the way that we collaborate during the sessions was really very nice, very well facilitated, and I learned a lot from this workshop. Thank you. I appreciate all this effort that you have done. That I for sure it is not easy to organize it, and yeah. And yes, it was for me very productive. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks to you, Ivan. Thank you.
Have a good trip home.
Thank you. I'm
Anyone
a
else?
passenger. Don't worry.
Okay. Good.
Any more voices?
Yeah, from here they want to do some intervention.
Yo agradezco que nos hayan tenido en cuenta, que realmente hayan tenido en cuenta al campesino, y eso que me faltó mucho por decirles, nuestro sentir. O sea, realmente cuáles son nuestros problemas de raíz. Es muy diferente ustedes allá en el escritorio que nosotros en el campo.
Deeply want to thank you for including us as a farmers in this space, because from our feelings being included here, we can share what is our problems. And even I didn't have enough time to share all the challenges we have here, but I know from the desk things can seem different, but I really thank you for this space.
Listo. Además de eso, hablo acá en Colombia, en Andes, Antioquia, porque somos antioqueños. Tenemos una asociación que se llama Sofruandes. El piloto que quieran armar acá, estamos prestos para que seamos como un conejillo de indios, por decirlo así, porque estamos con las ganas de hacer cosas diferentes para mejorar la calidad de vida de nuestras comunidades.
So we belong to an association. We live here in Colombia, in Andes, in Antioquia Andes, is a region in Colombia. And we belong to an association, and we are very eager to implement projects and initiatives. So whatever you want to implement and you want to take into account, we are very open to apply any of these initiatives and do it in the association.
Entonces, estaría yo con toda la comunidad felices de que podamos implementar un proyecto. O sea, nos prestamos para implementar el proyecto, que ya lo tenemos claro. O sea, nosotros qué queremos.
So we already know what we want, so we can be like the the funny bunnies. I don't know how you say that in el conejito de Indias, if someone can help me with that translation. And we can be the that pinny wing to implement any ideas, and we already have initiative projects related with this topic.
Yo quiero contar el potencial que tenemos. Colombia tiene muchos pisos, tiene todos los pisos térmicos. Aquí nosotros no sufrimos de una lluvia extensa o de aguas o de veranos. Aquí tenemos todos los climas, los pisos térmicos. Somos productores, nuestro primer renglón es producción de café. Lastimosamente vendemos el café a los intermediarios. Entonces, tenemos mucho problema porque realmente no nos pagan el café como lo deben de pagar con toda la trazabilidad que debe llevar, desde la siembra hasta el proceso. Siempre no lo pagan a pérdida.
So for us as a farmers, it's very challenging because we face, for example, the price of the coffee. So we sell our coffee, but we don't gain so much money from there. And Lida says that sometimes we sell the coffee to lose because the cost of production is higher than the money we're incoming. So we have coffee is one of the main productions in Colombia, but it's also a lot of challenges of the sustainability of that.
Entonces, lo que necesitamos es ese acompañamiento para que podamos tener una marca especial en nuestros 60 productores que estamos en una asociación.
So what we like it is to have a special brand in the 60 producers that we have in the association to give another value to our coffee. And thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you for
Muchas gracias, Paul.
jumping in. Yeah, it's really good to hear.
Very thanks for all of team of our trainers. Now I try to begin a new pilot project in sphere of development, analogs of European operational groups of farmers. That's why it's very important also for me to, in sphere of develop this methodology for Ukraine. Very thank you for your information. It was very interesting and also very good.
Thank you. Oh, no, he's dropped out. But I think he
Looks like lost connection. Yeah.
Any more words from anyone else? Otherwise, we can also slowly get into closing.
Yes, I just wanted to add something new. I agree with everything has been said. That definitely was a great platform to make us think further together. And it's really effective. So I just wanted to congratulate you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming to also making this experiment at this room, digital and offline together. So I think that's really great to hear that these spaces are inspire new conversations and ideas. Yeah, with that, I would say we are in the end of this workshop. Thank you for the last 3 days. And as Lavinia said, you will receive documentation. And of course, if you want to get connected to other people here, I think all the informations will be also shared if that's okay for you, so that also the connections can be continued after this workshop. Great, then have a great time.
Thank you.
And see you soon, somewhere around in this space. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye, and we're looking forward to
Thank you,
the-
everyone.
Bye.
A good
Bye.
Friday, good weekend.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
Ciao.
Thank you. Bye.